All right, so we are back on trail. My stay in Lake City was awesome. I ate too much. Had a couple beers last night, but I didn't overdo it. Some good IPAs. And yeah, I got the shuttle back to the trail. So it's afternoon, it's raining. There's thunder, so everyone's a little worried about the lightning because we're gonna be going up above 12,000 feet. But like I said, my stay in Lake City was awesome. Stayed at the hostel, the Raven's Rest Hostel. Had a whole bunch of other hikers there and just, yeah, had a really good time. But now I'm back on trail and it feels good. It feels good. I think that 0 day I needed that 0 day. But I think, I don't know, like around noon on the 0 day, 1 o'clock, I was ready to get back on the trail. So we're only gonna do about 8 miles today. And we're gonna camp by this yurt. There's a yurt coming up, and I think everybody on the shuttle is gonna camp there too. Most everybody. We had a lot of people on the shuttle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We had 8 people in the shuttle. The church group in Lake City, they're very, very nice, and every day they do a shuttle at like 12, 12:30 back to the trail. I tried to hitch back to the trail this morning, and it wasn't having much success, so I ended up taking the shuttle, which was fun. It was fun meeting new hikers and all that stuff. So, all right, I'm gonna put the camera away and get hiking. So that's what's going on right now, and I'll check in later. That hailstorm finally lit up, and the sun's coming out a little bit. But we hear some thunder, and it looks like it's raining. It looks like it's raining way back there. So, a little concerned about lightning, as everyone else is. So we got about 3 more miles to this yurt, and it's going to be a crowded camp, I'm assuming, because everybody's headed there. Anyway, I'm going to keep moving. We'll be in camp in, I don't know, hour and a half, 2 hours, and then set up a tent. Make some ramen noodles for dinner, and yeah, get nice and warm in the sleeping bag because that storm really cooled me off. It's cold. All right, I'm a little out of breath here, but I just saw a couple bolts of lightning, and I keep just going up and up. A bolt of lightning right down there. This is not good. Phew. Phew. You see that lightning? That scared the shit out of me. All right, we saw a couple bolts of lightning. Was not good. We're not in the best situation here. But we got about a mile or so to the camp, and we're heading down soon. So that's good. Yeah, this is bad. Yeah, it's a cold rain. I'm drenched head to toe. The trail's pretty much a river right now. Phew. Phew. Yeah, through hiking is not always fun. That is for sure. All right, so we're hauled up here for a little bit. We're under some trees. We're getting thunder and lightning a lot. And there's an open field that we got to go across, and we're just kind of waiting it out here. We don't feel safe going across that field, but it goes back into the trees. It looks like maybe a 1/4 mile ahead, maybe half a mile. I can't tell. But yeah, so we're just trying to stay safe here. Can I get the llamas on video? They're so cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, buddy.
Just Venmo them.
Venmo? Okay.
Yeah, for their time. Yeah.
All right. What's your number, buddy?
All right, so it's 7:06 right now, and I'm nice and cozy in my sleeping bag, but everything is pretty much wet. My jacket's wet. The my down sleeping bag's pretty wet. Not very comfortable. But we're making do. So I'm going to try to get some sleep, and we'll see you in the morning.
All right, good morning. So it's about 20 after 7 and it's cold. It is a cold morning. Had to put on my sopping wet shirt and pants and underwear, and the boots were just sopping, freezing cold wet. So yeah, I'm pretty chilly. I can't feel my toes. I'm starting to feel them a little bit now. Starting to feel my fingers again. So once that sun comes up, I'm gonna dry some stuff out because it was a wet, cold, tossing turning night last night. Just not very enjoyable. Anyway, so this morning, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes ago, I woke up, got on the trail. I hear something to my left and I look over and it's a big cow moose, like, I don't know, 20 feet away. Like, oh my God. And looking right at me, she had a collar around her neck, so I guess they track her. So I get the camera out and I must not have hit record. My fingers couldn't really move them yet, So I thought I got her on camera, but then I realized I didn't hit the record button. Not a huge deal. I already seen a bunch of moose on this trip, but that was, whew, she was looking at me as I was walking by, man. She didn't want me there. So that woke me up. But yeah, I'm gonna get hiking here and get warmed up. Well, I'm guessing that's Sailor up there. I don't know if you can see her that far away. But this morning has just been awesome. It's gorgeous up here. It is so gorgeous up here. I'm all warmed up. My feet are still wet from last night, but I'm gonna take a break pretty soon. Take my boots off, try to dry them out a bit. All right, looks like we're coming up to the high point on the Colorado Trail. 13,000 something feet. Whew. Yep. And it feels like 13,000. Whew. It's tough to breathe up here. Well, we got some dark clouds rolling in again. Hopefully they'll be kinder to us than they were yesterday. Oh, this view is gorgeous. The trail goes down there, and then if you look right there, I don't know if it's coming up on camera, but it looks like a moose down there. Either a moose or a bear, maybe. Can't really tell from this far away. I'm gonna guess a moose. But the trail's gonna take us down close to it, find out what it is. All right, we got some moose down there. I don't know if the camera's gonna pick it up, but it looks like, what is there, 4?
There's 4. One of them just went behind a bush.
Okay, and there's a bull moose down there?
Yeah.
I don't know if the camera's gonna pick it up, but we'll try. So I wish I had binoculars right now.
God, they're so big.
Yeah, they're awesome. Yeah, I see 3.
Yeah, there's one in that bush, just to the left
Okay.
of the bull moose.
Wow.
Kind of hidden.
All right, so I don't know if it's showing up on camera, but right down there is the lake that we're staying at. It's gorgeous here. Look at this. It's beautiful. Whew. So I think today's going to be a 14-mile day. All right, so it's going on about 4 o'clock, and this section of trail is gorgeous. It is awesome out here. Whew. Feels like Scotland or Ireland or something. Oh, just really nice. So we got about a mile or so to get to the camp. I just was hiking with Sailor again. She was a little nervous coming over that last pass. We got a little bit of rain. She wanted to hike with somebody over the passes, and I don't blame her. It's a little nerve-wracking when the dark clouds start coming in and you hear a little thunder. So anyway, so yeah, that's all I got for now. I'm ready to set up camp, and hopefully I'll sleep a little bit better tonight than last night. I'm nice and dry. I dried all my gear out back at the high point. So yeah, I'm excited that I don't have to pitch a soaking wet tent and get into a soaking wet sleeping bag tonight. All right, I'm heading to the campsite, and I see a big old bull moose down there. I don't have zoom on this camera, but you see the big lake right there, and then if you look just below it, there's like a little, there's like the kiddie pool. There's the kiddie pool, and there's a big old bull moose hanging out there. That's awesome. It looks like the llamas are coming to join us. They were at our camp last night. What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4 llamas coming down. All right, good morning. So it's about 7 o'clock this morning and we're on the trail. We're going to try to do 18 miles today, and it's going to be tough because this whole section, I believe it's section 23, it's all above 12,000 feet. And yeah, it's hard to breathe sometimes, but you know, we're dealing with it. Last night's camp was gorgeous, great camp, lots of people there. It was fun. It was a fun camp. You know, I don't film much when there's a bunch of people around. Excuse me. It's I just don't think it's polite. The condensation was a problem again with my tent. Since we were camped near water, it got really wet inside, and then half of it froze. So the bottom half of my sleeping bag just kept touching the tent, and it got soaking wet, and then it froze, and I couldn't stretch out all the way in my sleeping bag because my feet would get wet, like really wet and cold from the icy from the ice in the water. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of my tent these days. I definitely need more room at night. I think I'd sleep better. But yeah, that's just I just have to deal with it. That's just the way it is. I'm not changing tents. I'm almost done this trail. We got about 107 miles more to go. So I'm excited about finishing, but I'm also kind of sad. I don't want to, I kind of want to just stay out here. It's just so awesome out here. Anyway, okay, so that's all I got right now. I'm going to get hiking and I'll check in later. All right, here's where the trail goes. It goes down there. You can kind of see it winding up there. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a hiker way up there. Oh, it's gonna go over that pass right there, that little saddle. Oh, right now, my IT band's hurting pretty bad on my left leg. And I feel pretty worn down. It's hard to breathe up here. It's hard to have a conversation while I'm hiking. But it's absolutely beautiful up here. It's really just absolutely beautiful. So we did 15 miles today, and we're camped in a gorgeous, gorgeous spot Really, really nice. There's 1, 2, count like 4 lakes. Just awesome. We're well above 12,000 feet right here. And I'm a little bummed out though, because I was going to try to do 18 miles today. And I was hiking with Sailor all day today, and we've been hiking together off and on. She was on a mission to get down in elevation tonight because she's been feeling sick. She's been coughing and stuff. So she really wanted to get down below 12,000 feet, and I don't blame her. But I made it here, 15 miles, and I'm beat. I'm done. Maybe I'll see her later. Maybe I won't. Who knows? That's just how it goes out here sometimes. I'm getting these headaches in the afternoon. I don't know if that's from the altitude. It's not from dehydration. I'm drinking plenty of water. I think just being at this altitude, it's really, I don't know, it's giving me headaches and having trouble sleeping at night. So, yeah, that's it. I'm gonna get some dinner cooking. I gotta get some water, and then, yeah, I'll check in later. Good morning. So we're waking up to a cold morning this morning. A lot of stuff in the tent was frozen. The outside of the tent was all covered in frost. The inside, I had ice on the inside from the condensation, and was just not a very comfortable morning. Getting packed up this morning, I had to dry the tent out. The sun came up finally, and I was trying to dry some stuff out, and yeah, just not the most enjoyable morning in the Colorado Rockies. That's for sure. But I feel pretty good today. We're gonna try to do, I don't know, 15 today. Get as far as we can, or as close as we can, to Silverton, the road that takes us into Silverton, and then we'll try to find a camp spot close to the road, and then hitch into Silverton tomorrow. Wow, what a gorgeous part of the trail. You got those lakes over there with the cliffs, and then these ridges over here. And then I don't know if it's going to show up on camera, but you can see where they switched back the trail, just brought it right down there. And then the trail goes all the way down there. Wow, this section of trail is awesome. It is gorgeous out here, absolutely beautiful. I think it's one of my favorite sections of the trail. Coming down, I guess it's the Elk Creek, it's called. Elk Creek drainage. Just gorgeous. These huge cliffs to the left and the right. And then just following that drainage all the way down, just gorgeous. And I'm glad I didn't hike more miles yesterday, because I would have got to this area totally exhausted at the end of the day and just wanting to camp. But being able to enjoy this in the morning, and I'm just taking my time and really just taking it in, it's very special, and I'm just very, I just feel so lucky to be here. I'm so grateful, and I'm just I'm just happy. All right, so it's about 12 o'clock, and we got about 11 more miles to make it to the road to hitch into Silverton. But I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to take my good old time. I'm going to try to get as close to the road as possible, and then just hitch into Silverton tomorrow, instead of rushing all day today just to hitch in and get into the hostel late. I don't know, that just seems like a hassle. I'm in the woods. I like being in the woods, so I'm taking my good old time.